Well, good day there, boys and girls. She's a beauty day here today up at camp. We're just getting all our chores done and stuff here. You can see got my thermos filled up with coffee and we're ready to go. Now there's a lot to do today out trapping here. We got a lot that's going on now. I'm doing a 3-day check on my wolf snares, and just got a fresh skiff of snow here, which is not too pretty bad, but I had fresh wolf tracks there that came into my bait station. To what extent, I'm not sure. I seen them from a ways away heading the right direction, and it was the day after I had just been in there, so I didn't want to check them again and start spooking things out of there. But I'm excited today. Sure as hell don't want to get anybody's hopes up, because it's a tricky game, guys. It is, you know. They're a smart animal, very well might not have anything, you know. Also got a couple of beaver traps out. Not sure how that's going. I'm just getting that all figured out, and we'll have to check them today there as well, so see how that all goes. But bait and chicken feed in my truck and stuff, so got to deal with that here first thing. But got my quad packed right full, power rams, all kinds of snares, anchors, brand new beaver traps. So first thing we're gonna do here, guys, get our chickens set up here and then mosey onto our bait station with the truck, unload the bait, and then see what we can see here, guys. The old 12 valve, she's far near not cold enough for her not to start beautifully. First time, every time. Okay, chickens, fresh bedding for you. Well, guys, I put out some bait, but it don't look too active around here. It's really, I ain't seen much for trails, boys. Rabbits knocked over a couple, you know, the way she goes, but I would guess the wolves haven't hit her yet. Okay, guys, I'm at a beaver house that is bigger than my house, okay? And it's not too hard to find the run on this one. Fuck, is this ice thin though? You see where they're coming in, and over there as well. It's pretty deep out here. I didn't really want to piss around on the ice. It's pretty late, so I set this weird set over here. It's weird, and then I pissed around over there. I've already been over there. I don't got jack shit. This is be laughable if there's nothing in this set, boys. It really would. Boys, we got a beaver! Right on! Oh yeah, boys! I did not expect this today. Fuck no, I didn't. Boys, it's my first one. I have watched a lot of trapping shows though, so I do know how to do this. Boys, I did not expect this today. What a beauty, boys. Right on. Not skunked today, boys, let me tell ya. God damn, that's right on. Oh yeah, my wolf trap's not going worth a shit. I got a lot of work to do there yet. I don't want to do a lot of work here on the beaver stuff, because this is fun. I'm pretty excited, boys. Let me tell you. Oh yeah, she's a beauty. I gotta go get my setters. Yeah, not a very big one, but oh yeah, we'll take it. Right on. There's a lot to do out here. Holy Jesus. So you can see here, if you look over there, that's my old road. You see, she's not worth a shit there now. Oh, sorry guys, we're in the sun there. But essentially, like, this water goes a hell of a ways. A hell of a ways. Like, I don't even know how far it goes. There's beavers back there, just a couple. I fucked around with them. I didn't catch anything. They're pretty shitty sets. So that was kind of shitty. And then I set over here. No, I set this one, but it goes a hell of a ways. I can't get this fucking camera straight. It goes a hell of a ways over there. I got so many problem beavers, guys. I just do. Now I got like look how much ground is underwater. It's not even the half of it. There's beaver houses here everywhere. There's beaver that are not an issue that I won't bugger with. but I want to drive through here. And at this rate, they're gonna take my only route of entrance in here. They're gonna take my other road, guys. They're going to, and then I won't be able to get into my house at all. So it has to be worked on. It just does. Yeah, they're like, the amount of ground that's underwater right now is unbelievable. Now, there's a lot of water in the bush right now. The water table is high, so there's all kinds of beaver habitat. They're just having a heyday here. Now, we've had a lot of good years in a row, but if a few what goes up must come down. So it's good to manage these beaver populations. That's not a very big one. I am absolutely ecstatic right now, let me tell you. All this set was, guys, it's pretty shitty because the ice here, like, the ice here, like, it's real thin and it's deep, and I'm not comfortable like pissing around here. Like, look at this here. I can't even get to that run right now. Well, I probably could if I went on the beaver house, but I could hardly get there because like, it's so thin all the way around there because there's so many beavers. So I wasn't really comfortable setting those deep runs. So I just put that fucking trap there and stuck a piece of poplar on it and caught myself a beaver, boys. But I want to get him out of the trap here before he freezes in, and I want to set some more beaver traps, but I should give myself some time for wolf snaring. But this is right on, guys. I am absolutely ecstatic here. Well, just having a cup of coffee, enjoying the day. We caught a beaver today. That makes this a lot more fun. When you come home empty-handed, it's not nearly as much fun, I tell you what. It's a miracle we caught anything. But Jesus, boys, like, I had to go over there and I set a couple bank dents there, and that was fun. I'm far more confident in them sets. Like, I starting to get a real good feel for, like, this is only my second day doing this here shit, and I was getting a much better feel for it already, so I am excited. There's one set over there that's just a real dandy. The other one, not so sure about, but each set they're getting a hell of a lot better. But just having a cup of coffee, enjoying the day. Damn, this is fun. Well, if anyone's curious why I put breakaways on my wolf snares, and such a light breakaway as well there, see this ruckus here? We caught a deer, without a doubt, and it broke away here. So you catch them around the leg there with the ram by accident. It happens. You get tangled up. They can break that loose. You catch that wolf. It seems to set in that sweet spot right behind the ears on them wolves. And it's a real weak spot, even particularly more than a coyote. And it just puts him down. So it's a nice trail though. It's kind of tore up. We'll have to reset it here. Okay, guys, you see here I got a wolf ram set. It's my third set. Like to get a few more. How many rams do I have in here? 3 or 4 anyways. 1, 2. My bait's over there, just over there. So he's got the line through the bush here. Now I'm hitting her wide, like it's quite a ways to the bait, but there's trails here that come through. It's a nice place to hit them. Then I'll just drive down here and check them. Like I want snares like this one. I don't have to walk to it. Slow maintenance. It's set. Leave it. It's probably going to be unproductive. All these trails are not much going on. There's not much for kites here in the bush. So okay, guys, another day, another dollar. Got all caught up on my skinning and stuff last night. We're going beaver trapping. Now I have one complaint about this quad, and I want to share this with you guys because you might find it useful. You buy yourself a Yamaha Kodiak 450, pretty well anything Yamaha. It's hard to go wrong. These are deadly quads, I tell you. Somewhere along the line, I don't know what year, they stopped putting the pull start on them, which is the stupidest bullshit. This is a 2012. It's got no pull start. To have a 2009 too, have the pull start. Now that's deadly useful. You leave the lights on, or when it's too cold and you got a shitty battery, it wants to do this. You got to get the pull start on there. The earlier models, some of them don't have power steering. It's a lighter quad. This one does. I drive the one that doesn't. Hardly a difference because it's such a light quad. It doesn't mean shit. Get the one with the pull start because this is annoying. Okay. I figure I'm confident in this set, but shit, I don't know what to tell you. Sprung trap, guys. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Oh yeah, another beaver. Right on, guys. Damn, that was a nice set. Well, that might be it for us today. I've still played around a lot with it. I didn't get a chance, like I pissed around with, you know, like a lot of things I shouldn't have pissed around with here yesterday. Can you see me? I'll move you back. You know, like I'm still just getting a feel for it. I don't like how I have that house set up. You know, I just don't. I was pretty damn confident in this set though, guys. Like, it's just a real nice bank den. This is a very active house. There's a lot of beavers. Again, right behind the ears. I like to see it. Those are both perfect catches. It's a little bit about the same size as the last one, eh? Not a small beaver, no giant. I really have just taken the day here because I don't really have much for coyote trapping to do today, and I would like to just give her shit on this beaver stuff, get a real good feel for it, and then, you know, kind of work it into my schedule, get back thinking a little more about, you know, about coyotes and wolves and stuff, and a little less about this, but I just want to know what it is I'm doing here, you know. Yeah. We're not skunked today. I have more sets, but I don't think, like, I have one back there. I don't think I like it worth a damn, truthfully. Okay, so this one was sprung, but nothing in it. Don't really know what happened there. So I'll reset it anyway, see what happens. So guys, just doing some scouting here, covering a lot of ground today. Just one beaver, but I got her set up nice now. Okay, I got beavers in here somewhere. I caught his way over there. These ones are gonna be fun to get to. Yeah, okay guys. Well, this is what I'm looking for here. I could see it from over there. Well, there's just water everywhere. But, oh yeah, there's beavers in that one. Some big houses we got here. Okay, so I found the 3 problem. I know of another, probably 2. I'm skeptical of the 3rd that I'm not gonna fuss with. The one we're on there now, is the biggest priority, so I started with it. Now I'm just trying to figure out, because I want to gradually do this and have a steady flow of bait to catch coyotes. I much prefer to do it in the winter here and do it for the fur while it's prime, and give me something to do here when I'm not coyote trapping. And if I get snowed into camp here, it gives me something to do as well. And then you know, so it'll be good fun. But a big reason I use the bait and I use the fur will be prime now, so I'm just making better use of the beaver. Where the fuck did I come from now, hey? So sky looks like this about every night here. This is a particularly dandy one. Isn't that something? Winter front on 12 valve. Just a piece of cardboard behind there, behind the grill. It blocks cold air, hard on the rod and shit. I painted it quick even, but it's just high heat enamel paint's all I had. Should stick to the cardboard. Time will tell. I don't really give a shit. Okay. So now all we're gonna do is just zip tie her right to the grill, eh, boys? And we'll just need a couple. Oh, that's pretty hideous. Just punch a couple holes through there with my knife. I'll have to do this in a couple places. And then we'll go. No, I want to go like this. So then we'll come in and around. This is a project I should have had done a while ago, just getting time for it now. Yeah, that'll work good, guys. I just got to zip tie it in a couple places. Oh shit, you can't see her too good, but it looks good there. Glad I took the 5 seconds there with the rattle can and get her mint, but so in here tonight, a bit of a mess. I do have some cleaning to do. There's their Beaver. It's a real beauty. Now I'm skinning him on my workbench. You see what happened here last time. I wasn't too concerned. It should just brush off or wipe off there, but the stain I used is free, so you can always restain it. And this is what I want out of a coyote belt. That's how it's supposed to look. And that is a real beauty. A real beauty. So, starting to get her cycled through here. Got those 4 done last night. I got 2 here that were frozen. Now they're ready to go. Take some of them off. And then I got 4 more to wash outside. But I'm pretty well caught up, which is great. Okay, guys. So this is the drive shaft, front drive shaft out of my truck. It's the one that come with it. It's terribly wore. Like this double cardan, I don't love it. Like the steady bowl in there has probably seen better days, but the problem with it, so I have 2. I bought one used for so cheap, like less than the price of U-joints, so it made a lot of sense. This is the yoke. These splines need cleaned indefinitely, but how do I want to do this? But the problem with this one is that it's so wore out, you can't even get a snap ring on there. Because I had it bad there, and I really let it go because I was in the middle of the bush trying to get out 2-wheel drive. And, well, 4-wheel drive and then 2. Like, see, this one's fine. This is beat up pretty bad. Is this even the right one? I have multiple. Nope, wrong splines. I'll be back. This is the one. It had me fooled because I got the cover on this one and on the drive shaft. So it's so wore out here. The snap ring will not stay on there. Just on the one side by the looks of her. And what I'm like this side is brutal. I think I blew the cap out of there and had to get home in the middle of the bush or something. So this is a 2-and-2 U-joint. I don't know where the snap rings are for it. So the 2 that go on the drive shaft are outside snap rings. The 2 that go on the inside are inside snap rings, right? No, sorry. Yeah. So this goes on drive shaft. This bolts the yoke and front diff. So we'll pull the caps because they're in our road. So now here's their U-joint. Now, like, we just want to get her put in here, guys. So what we'll do here. Now, I put a lot of these in with a hammer, I tell ya. But the problem with the hammer, you have to worry about tapping these needle bearings out. So we'll just press this one in because this is wore out, this yoke. It's an expensive little part. The yoke, so you see we're just pressing it in there. That bolt needs tightened on my vise. Okay, so we haven't quite got her far enough in here. You see, it's got a slight ways to go there, friends. I do have a press. I also have a hammer. So you can very easily just do this with a socket, or what works best if you keep the old caps and use it to drive it through. I have this press right here sitting here, so and this is pretty loosey-goosey in here, boys. It's unreal. No sir. It doesn't take much here. She's pretty sloppy, this old yoke. So I'll just crest and wrench her, boys. I just gotta get it centered in there, hey. So you see, now I'm driving her back through. So usually you'd use the snap rings to align this, but you know, we don't quite have that luxury because she's a tad fat. So, looks like I'm good there. Oh yeah, I'm good. That's perfect. So, in about 5 minutes time, we have not quite completed. I'm going to get that. I'm going to tack weld her on there in place of the snap ring. You can do it. It's a touch tricky. Like, it doesn't do much, that snap ring. Just holds the cap from coming out. And this one will definitely come out how it's at. It's loosey-goosey in there. So, in about 5 minutes, I already had all this stuff. I had this U-joint. And now we have a backup front drive shaft. And because we're driving through so much snow and we're in the middle of the bush, it's an entirely different ball game. That front drive shaft is never built to the same quality the rear drive shaft is. It's not really good enough to be used the way I intend to use it. Like, just how fast I'm driving 4-wheel drive through all kinds of drifts and ugly shit, man. So, you know, it's good to have, because I'm just going to tack weld it on there and then put the caps back on. Actually, I should maybe do that now. And then we'll have to tape these for now, because they'll come off. And then, you know, from there, guys, I'll put it in the back of my truck. If that front drive shaft ever drops out, because I'll drop that front drive shaft out many more times while I own that truck. It's just guaranteed. I drive her, it's tough country, you know. So I'll put it in my back of my truck. I can have that drive shaft in and out, a new drive shaft in probably 15-20 minutes. Comes out like it's 4 bolts. So dinner tonight. Got all our fur chores done. Having eggs, and I cut off some beaver back strap there. Got her sizzling in some margarine, seasoned with lemon pepper. We'll see how she goes. Damn, that's good. Like, it's really good. Lots of margarine. I love the margarine. Got a healthy chunk of seasoning on here as well. Hey guys, we're going coyote chopping tomorrow. Finally, we got all kinds of stuff going on in this video. You see, I got a nice stockpile of beaver meat so I don't go hungry, you know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm going to show you how I build my coyote power snares, because I'm building them anyway. And you might find it interesting. So, I go through a lot of these. This is my favorite snare to make, without a doubt, not even close. Like, it's my favorite snare to use. Okay, so 3/64 1x7 cable. I have it marked on my table, 50 inches, and these are for the ram number 1s. So we'll cut that, then we come here, we put in a 1/16 double ferrule. Now the longer you work with this cable, the better feel you'll get for how to keep that loop good. Use a hammer, flatten it out. Okay. That's a 1/16 double ferrule. So now we built their snare. Now ram nut, flat washer, 3/32 single, 2.5 inches give or take, better longer than shorter. We'll feed it through everything. So we're essentially just doubling it up here. If I can get it fed through that damn nut. Okay. So now this takes practice, hammering down this ram nut. Helps when you've done it a couple 100 times. Okay, that's that. Now, my 16 gauge tie wire. It's my favorite tie wire to use. I like to use it. I'm measuring it. I'm measuring it using the blocks there. and you get the, so first thing you do, bend the J hook. This supports the entire snare. So we get it around here. Now we check, where does our loop come to? I don't care if this ram nut is vertical, horizontal, half, sideways. It works all the same. So now I bend my tie wire. And by measuring this out, I build the exact same snare every time. You know, the same size loop. You check your snare, you check that, you know, to check your snare, you check she's getting straight, you check the drop test. See how this snare reloads itself? That's why there's a long tag end on here. So this goes into your lap link, you fasten it, you secure it here. This can be longer, you don't want it too short. So if you're 3 inches, you're whatever, it doesn't matter. And this is just my favorite to use. Now, this is the same snare you use on your number 1, and you can use them on the Wolfmasters in a pinch. Now, the beauty of a Wolfmaster is you can use a longer snare because it expands to a greater distance. Ram number 1, I think, expands to 47 inches. So you essentially, by the time you take your 2.5 and you're like, you can be longer than that 47 inches because it's how far, like, okay, so you say how many inches is this of cable? Well, it's not going to cinch like this. You're never going to cinch that far down on a Coyote, so you can be that much longer. I like 50 inches. You have room for error either way. I can cut it quick. You can use this snare in a Wolfmaster. I make my Wolfmasters 56, and then you can have a longer support and put your ram further back. But this is my favorite snare to build. I like the 3/64 cable because you can build snares cheaper, because this cable has a breaking strength of about 300 pounds, give or take, so I don't have to use the breakaway, and a deer will break out of this snare in no time. Now, I played around with the different strands of cable. I used the 1x90. I've used all of it. This is my favorite, the 1x7. It's the easiest to work with. It makes a beautiful loop. It's cheap snare to make. You can use up to a 1/16 with a 280-pound S-hook breakaway, but it's a more expensive snare, and your snare is bigger and more visible. So this is my favorite. I make a lot of them. I use a lot of them because when you catch a coyote, your snare is ruined. When a deer breaks through, snare is ruined. So we're getting lots made up. So now I just put this in on the pot on the wood stove there in baking soda and water. Let it boil. It takes the shine off the cable. You can see the difference here in the shine between one that's already made. So we'll get it ready to go tomorrow. Lots to do, guys. I'm excited. Okay, guys, checking coyote snares. Now, I've been following tracks on my trail here for a while. This is a snare I hate more than any of them. I was just thinking how shitty of a set this was and why I even set it in the first place. Because it's one of those snares I have to walk around. But you can see he followed my trail right into the snare. Now, I seen a dirty old magpie fly off him when I first pulled up. So I'm hoping he's okay, guys. I really am. We got lucky. They can't keep the coyotes out of the snares, boys. I see one just right over there as well. Like, what's going on here? I do not understand. Do not understand how I'm catching so many coyotes. Well, the day is early. We'll see how she goes, guys. Yeah, so you'll find this happen to you a lot when you're snaring coyotes. You're about ready to pull a snare, you don't like it, it looks like shit, and then all of a sudden there's a coyote in it. I don't like any trail I have to walk around. But there's a coyote right there. Oh, this is crazy. This is a beauty. Like, these are prime winter pelts. Now, I have been noticing a couple of the smaller coyotes that I got right at the start of the year are not quite prime hide thickness. Just a couple, but they're still all real dandies. This one is a beauty. He just is. I got one right over there. I was just thinking as well, how come I haven't caught anything in this corner of the bait station? Because there's open water here. So they come through here, have a drink. So you can see, the guys who watched last video too, I caught like, did I catch 3 coyotes that were all close together? This bait deserves high snare density. There's one there. It's just one of those baits, guys. You can set it hard and you're gonna catch a shitload of coyotes. Oh, I forgot my snare bag, but I'm too excited to check out this coyote. This is a good trail. You see how it comes through here? I don't like fur there. There's the power of a power arm. Beauty. Yeah, this is a big one, guys. And this trail was right here. I don't know if I like the trail any longer. This is a big coyote. He'll be lots of fun to flash. And the coyote trappers will know exactly what I mean. See how this is frozen in? That's no worries. I have to cut it and reset it anyway. Another beauty. But this is a big, I can smell he's a male. Yep. Big coyote. What a beauty, guys. That's a big sucker. Big sucker. So we'll get this one reset. I've only checked a couple snares. I already got a double. So guys, I'm really just trying to comprehend why it is we're catching. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I've checked like 4 or 5 snares and we got 2 coyotes. I'm trying to comprehend how we're catching so many. It's just an active time of the year for the coyotes. Deeper into the winter, it gets they slow down a bit for sure. And I haven't trapped this prime coyote trapping in a while because build cabin last year, deer hunting, school, all that shit. 4-H, hockey. Always a busy time of the year. But damn are we catching coyotes. I only got 2 coyote baits going. I just keep trying to get more set up, but I catch all these coyotes, so I put out all this bait. Like, we caught 7 coyotes on 2 baits last check. If we catch 5 coyotes today, might even consider it 4. Like, I'm just gonna put all my bait to the same bait stations until it slows down and then start new stuff. Because I don't got a whole lot of bait. I don't. So we'll see how she goes, guys. But I really couldn't give a shit how many bait stations we got if we're catching coyotes like this. You know, that's a big coyote. Like, that is a big coyote. Caught a few big ones already this year. So I had this one tied to the tree here. I just get around snaggled here. So it really, it's why I was so in a rush to get started coyote trapping this year. Because, man, you just catch them like crazy this time of the year. They're active, preparing themselves for winter. Okay. It's more than most likely that a coyote coming down this trail is gonna come from that way. There's a higher probability because on the entrance there's plenty of snares to get caught from. It's more likely, just statistically. So I hide it behind the tree like so. So I got this piece of wire here to hold it. It doesn't feel like I'm putting in enough work here to be catching coyotes like this. It doesn't. It's a weird feeling. I definitely shouldn't complain about it though, hey? I don't really love the reset, but I've caught coyotes here before. Quite a few, actually. Here's our fresh snare we just made there last night, guys. Let it boil. And then you want to let it dry after you boil. You don't want to take it right off the pot and then into the woods, and then into the truck to freeze, because then otherwise it interferes with the properties of the cable. You gotta let her dry off. Yeah, I don't love it, but the coyotes will. Huh. Okay. Like, I don't know what, because I don't want to stretch my bait too thin. But, you know, say we catch a shitload here and it starts to slow down over here, well then we might look at new spots and stuff. But I'm having fun with my beaver trapping as well. Didn't check them today. I just got busy, run errands and shit, so get groceries, all kinds of shit. I still don't love it, gotta tell ya. I don't like recreating the trail. Sometimes it's disturbed. I much rather have a natural trail to set on than to recreate the trail. It's just better, but that'll work. We'll get going. Lots of snares to check. And hopefully lots of coyotes, but we'll see how she moseys. Still don't know what to tell ya. More importantly, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure this out. Right on. This one's been here, probably caught him right after we checked the snares. You know, he's got snow on him. I can't remember the last time it snowed. It's been snowing all the time. This is the 13th coyote off this bait. Today is last day of November. I don't know when we started here. The 20th? I never caught him like this, boys. He's frozen in there. So you have to be a little bit gentle with him. But there's only so much you can do, boys. Yeah, another absolutely gorgeous coyote. Not a flaw on him. And we're off. I've caught coyotes with this snare before. Pretty well every snare you see here I've caught coyotes at. It's just like it's my longest standing bait station, and it's also my best, and there's definitely a link there. Catching coyotes is good for the, like any other species. Jesus, I nearly got myself in the nuts on that one. So that set sits right against the tree here. Take us, where'd I put it? Good thing we made all these snares last night, guys. I think I made only about 20, but straightened out. You got to position the nut so that the snare sits perfectly straight. I see I have to adjust my bridge here slightly. It's a nice snare. See, this is more what I want. Like that coyote's come right off the trail, and he's left this trail in perfect condition, so I can set it again easily. You know, everything is still here, guys. This isn't the prettiest loop on the snare, but like that's a nice set. Like that's what I want. That's why I put the long anchors. Sometimes it doesn't work, but they always tend to come down the hill, right? So if you got a hill here, like see, that's not the prettiest loop on a snare. It's got a little bit of a bend in it, but it's all good nonetheless, because like look at that, natural covering is all still there. They actually got a piece of bait drug out right there. Come over, down. That's that they always lay down right here on this set. Always, they always come downhill. Okay guys, a few more snares to check. You can see I got deer on this trail. I never liked that, but did see some coyote sign on that trail there as well. You can see this is a great trail. I used to set it, and I would catch a coyote and then I'd educate them because it's just too open of a trail. I most definitely have a snare down here, I think. Yeah, I sure do. What is going on? Can somebody tell me? So here I have another absolutely gorgeous coyote. Looks fresh though, hey? Nope. Okay, I'm coming back to this one. We'll bring you along here. Like, it's just not adding up for me here. Like, these are good spots, man, don't get me wrong, but never like this. Like, what have I had here? 4 checks, I think. A lot of them were 2 days. What did we all have here? I think one day there was no coyotes, which was a surprise. 2 3 coyote checks, 2 4 coyote checks. I think. Like, this is ridiculous. Do I see another coyote up there? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I'll mosey on over there. Like, what is going on? So make that 1-5 coyote check to begin with. I have a snare here that's 100% guarantee one day. See, as soon as I said that, this snare just magically twisted itself over. Can't keep them out of the sets. It's gonna be just this time of the year. And I've missed out on it many a times, I think that's what's going on here, guys. So I'm walking down this. I hate this snare so much. It's another one of them. But it's just a wide open trail with another. Absolutely, this coyote is a hog. You look pretty fat there, partner. He's been eating good anyways. Wonder who's been feeding him. I've caught many a coyotes here as well. 5th coyote. I still have snares. What is going on, guys? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you worth a shit, actually. Okay, guys. Well, making me work for it here today. Beauty. That one's a chunk. Beauty, beauty. Those are all nice. Look at the size of this one. Look how light he is. How thick his fur is on the mane. Or not on the mane, around the neck as well. It's pretty damn light there, but it gets darker. That is a big coyote. Believe me, I just drug him, you know, a few 100 yards up the hill. So we'll get her loaded, get to the next one here. I got other stuff I want to do today too. So today is a weird day. It really is. Usually they run at one, they run at all of them. But all I got here is a shitload of rabbits. Bumping snares, and then had a couple like that, the bump snares, and then the coyotes moved through and the snare was bumped over. I guess twice. I have 1 snare left here. Like, it's gonna be really, really weird. Okay, we're going the right direction. Ha! Yes! I was pretty damn worried there. Like, that would have been bad. Really bad. Like, Christ, how many coyotes did I catch here last time, guys? 3? Oh, I forget. Oh, fuck. Yeah, see, comes through here and into over here. Nice coyote. Not terribly. He's not as nice as the other 5 today, but got him. I was pretty worried there I was gonna get skunked. Like, really quite worried. That would have been bad. Like, it's just such a good spot. Okay, I'm gonna show you the power of a power arm here, friends. See, this is slack. There's no pressure. Like, he's not pulling on it. He didn't even see. This is 1 wrap, guys. That's all that was. Just like that. He didn't even pull it off. It's light wire too. They're good to use. They're very ethical and efficient. I'm gonna put that set right there, eh? I think that's where it maybe was even. Or maybe right where we're sitting. I think it just rolled over here, guys. See this one? He's lighter. You see the guard hairs? See the longer ones? He's just lighter. A little woollier. But nevertheless, great catch there, guys. So, yeah. I guess that's it. Well, guys, couldn't keep the coyotes out of the snares again today. So what I've been trying to figure, like, not much here is different than anything. Like, I'm catching good catches, like particularly that first bait. We didn't have a good go here today. Definitely missed a couple coyotes. I had a couple trails there, rabbits bumped over. But you only have to catch them once. We'll catch them in the next check, you know, it's how it goes. Beauty of these 2 bait stations is they're high traffic areas that you catch coyotes and new ones come right back through. And they're definitely my priority. Like right now I only got two 2 coyote baits and a wolf bait, which is taking a lot of bait on the off chance the wolves might come back through and stuff, you know. Figure out what to do here, because I've thrown out all my bait. Like, I know we only caught 1 coyote here today, but like we caught 5 at the last one, and I have already caught like so many coyotes there. Like, I can't let the bait go dry until it slows down for a couple checks, and then maybe venture off into new area, because I don't really have the bait right now, guys. But at the same time, these high traffic areas, like, I'm trying to maybe try and keep the ravens away somehow. At the same time, the coyotes and the ravens, they work together to find a, like, the coyotes will depend on the ravens to find the bait. Like, when you have 1,000 ravens flying around, like, and squawking, like, it's pretty obvious. So they do help there, surely. Now, if I'm catching 5 coyotes off the bait after I've already caught, like, I just don't want to try and overdo something there and then wind up buggering it up, you know. It seems a little bit too good to be true here, catching 5 after, you know, I've caught however many there already. Like, it's a little bit unusual. We're on the 3-day checks here again, which is good. I think 3 days are the best checks. That's the longest I can go legally in Sask. Any longer, you're gonna have ravens eat your fur. You don't want that, you know. And any shorter, like, even with 3 days, you can have problems. If I have problems at a bait station, I'll start checking it every 2 days and work on that. But any longer, you're just gonna have ravens ruining your fur. Any shorter, it's too much action. You're here longer, you're here more often, it's more disturbance, it's less time to catch coyotes. Like, I prefer 3 day over 2 days most of the time. I wish I could go longer checking those wolf snares, but I can't legally, like, because I just got no coyotes there in the bush, or very few, guys. And like, I don't want to disturb it as often, and it takes a lot of time to check a lot of empty snares most of the time, but then we catch a wolf and it's all worth it, right? Yeah, so there's a lot to figuring out to do here, because I have power amps that are sitting against my shop there that aren't catching a damn thing. So, like, I want to get them out, but I also don't want to spread my bait so thin that I'm just letting the baits go dry, like with that many coyotes there, because I've done that before, and I think that's been an issue in the past. And I also think that I've tried to do too much sometimes at these bait stations. Like here, I've been pissing around with beavers and stuff and not even thinking about it, and it all works out. So I'm definitely going to do a lot of beaver trapping probably. I might venture off and even do more, find more problem beavers in the area and stuff. Now the problem with that really is, like, these coyotes are well worth trapping. They're good money, guys. They have been for quite a few years, and I expect them to be again. The beavers are not. It's too damn bad. The castor is good. Like, get a good amount of castor out of them, and I'm eating them, so it makes good use of the meat. Because I want to, like, if I'm going to trap them, and I'm trapping problem beavers that are causing a lot of issues for me. Like, there has to be a good reason to do these things for sure. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to venture into making some, I keep saying it, guys, but I just get these projects going and I don't get around to it. But those beaver pelts make beautiful mitts and hats, and I should really do that. I should make a lot of them. Use the pelts to better use than $15, $16 a pelt, because that's criminal. So, like, you have to be a little bit creative at times here with this trapping deal. But these coyotes, they're good money. And like I said, guys, you trap them hard, and you do them more good than you do harm. Honest to God. Like, look at that last bait station. I trap the shit out of that every year for a long time each year, usually. And look at, not a single coyote here with mange. I've only had one coyote there because he's just, poor bugger was starving, the little guy. But, like, otherwise, I don't think, or we probably have minor shoulder mites there, or just thin in the mane. I can't remember here now. They all look pretty good. I think there's one that I have frozen outside, but you trap them hard, you thin the population, you make room for the new ones. They have larger litters when there's less coyotes, and you have less animals running around spreading disease. Take out those sickly buggers that are suffering and freezing to death and starving, and you make room, and you get a healthier population. Like lots of guys say, oh, the deer killers, you know, just kill them so they don't kill the deer. Well, it goes hand in hand. You clear out coyotes, well then the deer get great, and the deer get great, and then the coyotes get great, and it's all cyclical. You cannot break the coyote cycle. You probably just accelerate it, if anything. Like, look at how they've spread across North America and stuff. Like, they were once strictly confined to the prairies, so it's unbelievable. And I'm talking a lot in this video, guys, and the reason for that is because I'm having a fucking blast. Like, we're doing awesome shit here. I'm having fun, guys. We'll just play around with it. Like, I'm a little bit, I don't want to get bored here, because right now I have maybe a day. Like, I have a day I do this, and then I do all my errands and stuff as well, fill up water jugs, all that stuff, and all that, those kinds of things. And then I have a day of beaver trapping and wolf trapping. And wolf trapping is just naturally unproductive because of how rarely they come through and how hard they are to catch, and how little the coyotes travel through that area. But, you know, maybe I do some more beaver and use the bait and use that, and because it's like I just baited this one with the beaver, right? Like what was left of it, which was not much because I cut a lot off them, but throw it down there in the willows so the ravens don't get as much, because that'll be great coyote bait. Use it, all the parts of the beaver, and then that's good as well. I was just thinking, guys, like I can't remember the last time I've been trapping this early. Like, I know it's late November, but usually I'm deer hunting and I'm in school and I'm in 4-H, and apart from last year, like I said, about 10 times when I was building cabin till nearly January. But like otherwise I was always in school, hockey, 4-H, and trapping. Everything was so busy I didn't get much done. And since the last time I've trapped this early, I've learned a hell of a lot, because that was years ago. So I think I'm riding a wave here on the coyotes. I think it's just particularly good right now, but I also think they're very active this time of the year, and this is the time to catch them because they're prime and they need to get all the calories to prepare for the winter, build up their fat reserves, and to the thickness of the hide and the fur and all that stuff. It takes energy. So I think that's it. But anyway, guys, I'm having a blast here. I got lots of skinning to do. I love to do it. Lots of snares to build. I also love to do that. I'm beaver trapping, having a hell of a lot of fun with it. I don't really know that much about it yet, but I got it figured out pretty good. Can't stop talking. Means I'm happy. Anyway, we're gonna bag these coyotes up. I put them in a fur bag so they don't freeze to all this ugly shit in the back of my truck, and then keeps them nice and clean. And then we'll get back to camp. But that'll be it for this video, guys. God knows this went on long enough. Lots of talking, pardon me. And yeah, it's right on, guys. We'll keep giving her. Lots of fur left to trap, lots to play around with, and gonna have a real fun winter here in the bush. That's for damn sure. Over and out, guys. Thanks for watching.